Good afternoon. This video is for both Xtube and YouTube, and I'm recording this because I think it's very important. And at this point, I'm just kind of angry, and I'm angry because I feel like rights have been violated. I'm angry because I feel like I'm I, I just I'm just kind of tired of this. Let me just tell you what happened. I'm a 40-year-old woman. And this is like twice in 1 week. So I don't know if maybe there's somebody that's been trying to chat with me that doesn't appreciate that I don't want to chat with them because I'm very particular on my different sites. I have Mocal Space, Adult Friend Finder, Xtube, of course YouTube, Badu. And I'm very specific about what I like and I don't like when I post my profiles. Now, I'm just going to work from the present backwards. So I'm 40 years old. I'm single. I haven't been in a relationship for like 10 years. I haven't been anywhere near any males in a personal way for probably 5 years. And, I'm a little lonely. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, every now and then, just to relieve my stress and relieve my loneliness and kind of get me going, I will view porn. Okay? Now, there's different topics that I look up when I look up porn. I started to try to record it off the screen, but what happened was the way circumstances are, my phone was completely dead, so I could not record off the screen. Then when I was trying to record, it told me that I didn't have space. So then I had to reset everything. And then when I reset everything, it took like forever for it to come back up to the point where I could actually record stuff. So so what I did was I did a screen print of the screens because I wanted y'all to see this nonsense. The searches that I usually do when I search for pornography or lascivious matter, I do like sleep sex because it's very seductive to me for me to be in a position where, being a woman and a traditional woman, where I'm not, the solicitor of or requester of or needer of any type of affection, but it's something that's being given to me in a loving manner. So sleep sex, I look up seduction, sleep seduction. I look up black men suck because I like black men that suck, obviously. And those are the types of things that I look up. And I look up verbal because I'm a very wordy person, oral and oral person. So I like to hear, I like all the senses to be involved. So you can see a little piece of it. This is a screen print, so I can't like scroll up and down and see anything else. But the search here was for verbal porn. Now you see verbal this, that, and the other. And so what I'll do is I'll go and scroll over, and if I see something I like and I'm interested in, I'll click on it. Okay, and so in the process of me having that open, I also had open Adult Friend Finder, and I had the chat in there because when it gets to a point where I feel like I need to get up and do something during the day, that's what I do. I get my release, and then once I get my release, I'm good. I take a shower, I get up, and I do whatever the fuck it is I need to do. So, so I'm noticing that and I've been noticing the past few weeks my computer's been really slow, but I've noticed, what have I noticed? I noticed that it was taking a long time. Like I couldn't like view the profile of the person before I chose to speak with them or not because there's certain people I just don't want to talk to. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'll accept the whatever it is, the chat request, and then I'll see the little thumbnail, and if I'm interested, I'll speak, and if I'm not, I won't. So I was noticing I was speaking, but people weren't responding back, and I was thinking that's kind of odd because why would they hit me up if they don't want to respond back? And I said, well, maybe it's taking a long time because they're doing stuff, because I'm doing stuff in the background. So I said, well, let me minimize all the screens. So I minimize all the screens to see what the heck is going on. When I minimize the screen, I see a mini version of that screen, and I'm going to show you. This is just in paint, of this little piece here, and I'm like, what is that? So I try to expand it and open it. When I open it, I see this: FBI Cybercrime Division, International Cybersecurity Protection Alliance. Attention, your browser has been blocked up for safety reasons listed below. All the actions performed on this PC are fixed. All your files are encrypted. Conducted audio and video. I don't know what that means. You are accused of viewing, storage, or dissemination of banned pornography, child pornography, zoophilia, rape, etc. Okay, I'm not watching any animals doing anything to anybody. I'm not watching any children doing anything to anybody. You have violated the World Declaration on non-proliferation of child pornography, you are accused of committing the crime and envisaged by Article, and I have rats, y'all, so if I start screaming, that's why. Article 161 of United States of America Criminal Law. Article 161 of United States of America Criminal Law provides for the punishment of deprivation of liberty for terms from 5 to 11 years. Also, you are suspected of violation of copyright and related rights laws, downloading of pirated music, video wares, no, not at all, and of use and or dissemination of copyrighted content, not at all. Thus, you are suspected of violation of Article 148 of United States of American Criminal Law. Okay, it says Article 148 of the United States of America Criminal Law provides for the punishment of deprivation of liberty for terms from 3 to 7 years or $100 to $550 basic amounts fine. It was from your computer that unauthorized access had been stolen to information of state importance and to data closed for public internet access. I haven't done no such thing on this computer. Now I'm gonna tell you something. A couple of things that happened right before this happened. One, the adult friend finder, like I said, I prefer black people, black men, and there were white people that kind of contacted me, and all I did was close the windows out. Now, in addition to that, what did I get? I was on Moko's Space, and there was a guy that looked like he was maybe Arab in nature or whatever, and and then he asked me, was I racist? And I just didn't respond to that because I'm not racist. I'm just not interested. And so that's when this little thing happened, okay? And it says that what could have happened here, it says that it was from your computer that unauthorized access has been stolen to information of state importance and to data closed for public internet access. I haven't done anything like that on my computer, okay? Now, this could just be like some big old prank, or it could be serious, But either way, whether it's quote unquote serious or not, it's all and I'm just going to speak from my heart, it's all retarded because there was no such thing that happened. And I know just like anyone else knows. And actually on my Moko Space page, if you look at it, there was a thing. I have a posting about the Central Park jogger. There were 5 boys in '89 that were accused, convicted, kind of railroaded to a confession. They videotaped the confession. Then 13 years later, the guy that actually did it came forth and testified. His semen sample was there. It was there during the time when those boys were arrested. They didn't know whose semen it was, but none of their stuff was there. But when they did the check for it, it came out that it was the guy that said that it was his. So they had falsely accused and convicted because people all the time. So I don't really have a lot of faith in the system anyhow. And then it says, unauthorized access could have been arranged by yourself purposely on mercenary motives. I have no mercenary motives. If I had a mercenary motive, I would be going to get a job, which I'm not right now. Or without your knowledge and consent, provided your computer could have been affected by malware, which it might have been because a few weeks ago, everything just ran incredibly, incredibly slow. Okay? So, so that's what this turned out to be. I wanted to, do it on screen and have everything right there, which I should have done, but it was just annoying me because every time I clicked on it to try to make it big again, I would get this little pop-up right here that says, are you sure you want to leave this page? It wouldn't allow me to leave this page. It wouldn't allow me to stay on the page, but it would allow me to close the page out. It's just retarded, so. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a situation where I recorded where I was on Badu, and I posted a picture of myself walking down the street, blowing bubbles, enjoying the night air with the breeze flowing through my hair. And they told me that they could not post those pictures because they were unauthorized pictures of a person that was underage. I'm 40 years old. The pictures were of me, So I don't know if maybe somebody got mad because I said that I didn't want to, that, I prefer black men, or if in fact, I don't know how, but for some reason they looked at me and said, oh, she's underage. I'm not underage. I'm 40 years old. Well, damn near 40, So I just wanted to put this out there. And the reason why, because most people, this would scare people to death and be like, oh my God, I gotta hide this. No, the reason why that I'm doing this, you guys, is because, okay, I did not pause this. So I don't know how this, there may be other people out there that have experienced. Okay, anyways, I can't see myself. It's pausing and shit. But the reason that I'm recording this is I think it's very important for when things like this happen, for people to talk about it, because that's the worst thing that you can do is not talk about something. And I know from personal experience, because not only are you doing a disservice to yourself because you're putting yourself in a position where you're blindsided, you don't know what's going on. Also, you're failing to educate other people about the situation and what's going on. And in addition to that, there may be other people that are actually experiencing the same thing that are wondering what the fuck is going on, you know? So I think it's very important. So if you, and I'm going to put these things back up here, if you have seen these things on your computer at all, and the thing about this that gets me is that maybe, I don't know, maybe about 6 months to a year ago, I think Alex Jones, and I listen to everything. I'm very open minded and I take everything into consideration. That's the way that I was raised through the school system that I was brought up in, is that you don't take things at face value. You know, you think analytically. Um, so Alex Jones, in the background, I was listening to him, and he was saying how, actually this was recently, maybe about a week or so ago. I had it on while I was in the shower, and he was saying how that's how the new way that they were trying to get people on child. If you watch pornography, things were going to be listed as child pornography, you know. And like I said, I was on Badu. I posted pictures of myself, and I got a message that I was posting pictures. You know, the pictures had to be of people 18 and over, that, you know, that couldn't be lewd or lascivious. It was me in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and I posted it on YouTube. And I didn't finish the recording because, again, I started to talk about something else, but I was so upset about that. There was a 20-year-old that had messaged me, and the thing about it was I was so flattered because he was so polite and so respectful, and I was gonna blog about that. But then I was so mad, you know, about me getting that I was just like, I'm scared to even respond back, you know. So I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm also into ABR, ANR, adult breastfeeding. But what I wanted to say is that, if you have seen, and again, these are just screen prints from Paint, if you have seen this, on your computer, please let me know, and if you're not comfortable showing your face and all that, let me know anonymously, comment and post your information here anonymously, because, I mean, I want to know, and people need to know, this is something that's very real, and like I said, Alex Jones was saying that that's what they were going to start using, as a means of, I guess, imprisoning or whatever everyone. Now, I'm the kind of person, like I said, I take everything into consideration. I only got like 2 minutes left. And I know that Obamacare was supposed to start this past couple of months and everybody was going to be required to do it. Then what I heard was that they were giving a 2-year extension. I think the reason that they were giving a 2-year extension was to make everybody comfortable doing whatever it is that they do online. And again, they're gleaning information. So they're gleaning whatever they can, so that, again, I think I think that it's going to be to a point where, people that are, just like they had that movie Divergent, people that are divergent, think differently, do things differently outside of the box, if you are considered to be a threat, they're going to have something that they can pinpoint on you, to say, well, this happened or that happened. Because this right here is completely bogus. Completely, And like I said, I had started to record on my phone, and it still hasn't finished. It still hasn't finished. And this is like 30 minutes ago. So I would have sat here forever waiting for it to finish doing this thing, and it wouldn't have finished. Okay? So I'm just angry about it, and I just wanted to share this. I wanted to share this with y'all, so that you can talk and discuss amongst yourselves. You don't have to discuss it with me if you don't want to. But I just think it's atrocious. And at this point right now, I really don't have nothing to lose. I've already been falsely accused and convicted, had it overturned once. I've seen the system for myself. I've seen how people are treated. I've seen the paranoia and the craziness that surrounds it, with people in society in general. And actually, another thing that I did that may have brought this about, I put on, there's a website called Pesmove or something like that, and it's a poll website. On the poll, I put on there, how do you feel about advertised crime? Do you feel that you had to have done something wrong in order to be arrested? Do you feel like people are falsely accused and convicted all the time, or you just mind your own business because it has nothing to do with you. And there was a lot of people that's like they understood, but they mind their own business and nothing to do with them.